morning, and welcome to Wake Up with the Early Nerd Live. I'm your host, Steve, the Early Nerd, and as always, I'm talking quietly because if we wake up Mrs. Early Nerd, we're all in trouble. Today is Sunday. Uh, usually usual scheduled programming today would be an update of last night's game. Um, which I hope that all of you do enjoy. But we didn't have a game last night due to the fact of our DM being upstate at the North Texas RPG Con. Kudos to him. I hope he had a great time. Um, I know I know I'd love to go. Maybe next year. We'll see what happens. I have been talking with Mrs. Early Nerd about it, and while she's not really as big of a gamer as I am, she has played and did enjoy it. Um, you know, but we've talked about it, and who knows? Maybe next year we might go, but we'll see what happens. In the meantime, uh, I found an article that I want to share with everybody. It's a bit of an update for the new Beetlejuice, which I'm extremely excited about. Okay. The reason I'm so excited about this new Beetlejuice movie is because I loved the original, and everyone that can come back for this one is coming back so far as we know. Michael Keaton is reprising his role as the titular ghost with the most. Um, Winona Ryder will be reprising her role as Lydia Dietz. Um, oh crap! Hold on, Catherine O'Hara. Thank you. There it is. I knew I'd remember it. Is reprising her role as Delia Dietz. Uh, no word yet on whether or not Jeffrey Jones will be back. More than likely not, uh, given his um, transgressions in the past. So he probably will not come back. And we probably won't see Otho. We are for sure not going to see the Maitlands again. There won't. Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis have not been mentioned at all. And no offense to either one of them, but I really don't see how they could really bring them back unless they de-aged them. Um, with Beetlejuice, it's a lot easier because there's a lot of makeup, and even maybe even a partial mask involved. So it'll be a lot easier to hide Michael Keaton's age now. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not disparaging them for aging. I mean, look at me. I'm an old man. So, but as a ghost, at least, um, you don't age anymore as a ghost. So it would be kind of hard to bring back the Maitlands, and which is fine. The Maitlands were cool. I love Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin as the characters in the first movie. The first movie was fantastic. Um, but we'll see what happens with this new one that comes out next year. So I'm going to read an article. It's kind of a half interview with Michael Keaton, and we'll go from there. And I'll bring it up so you guys can read it right along with me. This is from The Wrap. Michael Keaton says Beetlejuice 2 is being made exactly like we did the first movie. And there he is. Look at that. Yeah, boy. It's showtime. Well, maybe not quite yet, but Beetlejuice 2 is coming, and star Michael Keaton gave some preliminary insights into the care Tim Burton and the rest of the film's creators are taking to ensure that it feels just like the 1988 classic. I was 22 years old, 21, I think, when it came out. Beetlejuice is the most effing fun you can have working, Keaton told Empire Saturday. It's so fun, it's so great, and you know what it is? We're doing it exactly like we did the first movie. There's a woman in the great waiting room for the afterlife, literally with a fishing line. I want people to know this because I love it. Tugging on the tail of a cat to make it move. The sequel, directed by Burton, is scheduled for release September 6, 2024, with Keaton and Winona Ryder set to return, which I've already mentioned. Joining them is newcomer Jenna Ortega, who worked with Burton on Wednesday. The creators of the Netflix Addams Family series, Alfred Goff and Miles Miller, are penning the screenplay for Beetlejuice 2. Keaton is no longer a stranger to revisiting old characters, as it says here he is about to, but he is now. The movie is out, as he's starring as Batman once again in The Flash. And he made it clear that when he does return to classic films, he wants them to be true to their predecessors. Burton and I were talking about it years and years ago, never telling anybody, Keaton said to Empire. We both agreed if it happens, it has to be done as close to the way we made it the first time. Making stuff up, making stuff happen, improvising and riffing, but literally handmade stuff, like people creating things with their hands and building something effing great. It's the most fun I've had working on a movie in I can't tell you how long. Now, there's lots of comments, which I did kind of go through them a little bit earlier on the website. And I think that most of them are pretty positive. I mean, well, it's kind of hard to be negative, about this when you got Michael Keaton, back in the role that, in my opinion, he's really kind of the most famous for, other than Batman. Michael Keaton was my Batman. I always had great respect for him in just about every one of the movies with him I saw, going all the way back to Night Shift with Henry Winkler, the Fonz, which was a really good movie, I thought. I really enjoyed it. Then he was in the movie. Oh, I can't remember what the name of it was. I really need to look it up. But he was in a movie, had George Wendt in it, and he played a car manufacturer, sales guy. It was about a Japanese car company coming to America, and the funny stuff that goes along with that. I remember hearing something that it was loosely based on, like, I think Hyundai, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. I mean, my brain's getting old, so that does happen. But as I've said, I am really, really excited for the new Beetlejuice. And I really, really hope that it's going to be good. But to be honest with everybody, I don't see why it won't be. I mean, Michael Keaton returning, Winona Ryder returning, Catherine O'Hara returning, Jenna Ortega being added. I like her well enough. I don't know much about her. I haven't watched much of her. I haven't watched the Addams Family. I probably should. Most everybody that I know that has seen it has said that it's really good and they've enjoyed it. So I should probably watch it, but we'll see what happens. In the meantime, um, here's hoping. So I think that's about it for today. Uh, Remember, whether you're going anywhere on this lazy, warm, at least in my case, Sunday morning, be safe, be careful out there, and always remember, Early Nerd loves y'all. Early Nerd loves everybody. So we'll talk to y'all soon. Bye bye now.